was Interstellar Radio. Today's date is April 11th, 17th. That's interesting. April 17th, 2020. We have Gina on the line. Greetings.
Greetings.
Whoa, it's been a while.
It's kind of hard to keep track of what day it is these days, but I'm glad to be back.
We're heading to 420.
Yay!
On Monday. So,
something to celebrate.
So, how's any updates you want to say?
Well, we're all quarantining ourselves, right, across the world, and obviously trying to make sense of what is going on, not only in our own community, but across the globe. And so this experience right now is definitely one that we've never had in our lifetime. I don't even know in the history of humanity. So nobody really knows what to do or what is right or what is not going, what is going to work and what's not going to work. Mm-hmm. But it's very simple, very simple. This time right now is a gift. It is a gift. So I know it may not feel like it's a gift. And hopefully some people are waking up and realizing how much it is a gift. And I'll explain what that means. Number one, we're having time with ourselves, right? We're safe. Nothing horrible is happening to us as an individual. If you are someone that has been experiencing illness or a loved one, then I'm sorry for that experience. And I really don't wish any more people to get ill or experience loss. And so I'm speaking of the people that are safe in their homes. They're not ill. Their friends, their families are safe in their homes. Yes, we don't get to see them or visit with them maybe as we would like. But this opportunity in being in quarantine gives us a chance to reevaluate what we want to bring into the next phase. When we leave this quarantine state, which is very temporary, by the way, so don't be misguided by the false news talking about 2022, because it's not going to happen. This is temporary, and I feel very strongly that we are definitely on the right path for beginning to get ourselves out of the house step by step. It's not going to be immediate, but the next 2 weeks is going to be contributing to that transition time. So more people can get back to work. And I'm praying for the service industry. I think that we need that first. That was the first to leave and the first on lockdown. I believe that it would be very beneficial for all of humanity to get their service back on track. Everything from your restaurants and bars and personal care, hair salons, etc. I think that is the time, and we as a community will be there to support that and bring them back to life and resuscitate them. And we are being given the resources to do so. That's my first thought. The second is with regard to being in quarantine. It's a time to really reflect on what it is you want to bring back into this new life, because it is a new life.
Yes.
We're shedding the old. Do you want to keep that job that you left? Do you want to go back to school? Some of us, I know people decided to do some online studies and so on, or take another language. I know that was also available. But whatever it is that where you really want to continue to be? And if so, fantastic. And if not, that's great too. Time to change. Relationships. Whenever we have a situation where we are in a shift, sometimes we lose people, and I mean relationships, marriages, friends, change. And that's part of the awakening process. And I feel that when I gave my prediction for 2020 back in January, I did talk about the Great Awakening. It's here. It is here now. And it's going to be incredible. And so it is. It is an incredible feeling to know how many people are awakening right now due to this corona situation. Mm-hmm. And so I really just wanted to talk about how people were dealing with quarantine. And instead of looking at it as a punishment, look at it as a very much needed therapeutic time with oneself, because many people don't know how to be alone with themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is what is necessary for us to evolve. Yeah. And so there you have it.
Yeah, people are finding new talents, mm-hmm. or they're finding more darkness, whatever it might be.
And passion, mm-hmm. finding what is needed in our world. So people are discovering, well, you know what? This was lacking, and I want to be a part of this new way. It's mm-hmm. not a bad way. It's we are expanding our capabilities mm-hmm. by and contributing to that. So there may be new roles that you're going to be wanting to maybe partake in. Maybe working from home does work much better for you, mm-hmm. right? Maybe you've been missing your children or your spouse or your dog, such as me. Mm-hmm. So there you have it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people probably feel like they wish they had more time to be at home, and when they get home,
and now they have it, and they don't want it.
Yeah, what do you do with it?
Now they have it, and they we can't go out, we can't do this, we can't do that. So mm-hmm. you have pray, of course, that all the people in your world have shelter, and we pray for those that are struggling and do find shelter and food. But if you're safe in your home with your necessities, you realize also you don't need all the things that you have. It's just clutter. It's just preventing you from moving in a different direction. It's holding you back. Mm-hmm. So this is a time for, I witnessed it in my neighbors. I think after week 1, all the men in my neighborhood were cleaning out their garages. Literally, I would walk out. I'm like, is there a garage sale going on? But they were, they just couldn't do nothing. And so they then, now I'm in my garage and I think I'm going to paint my kitchen. They had,
Very good.
So, this is a time that we are going to look back at and say, you know what? During this time of crisis, because it's a financial crisis, it's a health crisis, it's an emotional crisis, and but it's a spiritual growth time, you see, and that we're doing it all simultaneously, which is really, really an interesting concept. But and hopefully you will leave this temporary state that we are all in. It is temporary. When you leave it, you will feel that you have really gained, not lost.
What about the doctors or around the world? Do you think they're going through their own spiritual awakening? In the medical field?
I believe that they are part of it. They are human just like we are, but I believe that they are actually understanding how critical it is for them to speak up. Okay? I feel like more and more are going to start speaking up. Those that are not normally doing that. Those that don't want to get involved, or they're afraid of being, get a fine, or they're going to lose patients, or whatever their false false evidence appearing real. Their fear is preventing them from doing. But I believe that their voice is very important right now to help educate people. We need education. And in order for us to understand what's going on, we need those that can help us understand the correct information. And they're out there. And I've actually been able to listen to several of those resources. And if you want, I can leave, at the end, I'll leave you some names, and you can maybe include a link in your description for people if they want to check them out.
Okay. Sure.
There are some doctors, we all know Dr. Shiva definitely has been a big voice in, discussing that there are cures, there are solutions. The panic is the panic is what is most dangerous, keeping people in a constant state of panic. Is very, very, very harmful. And the false information, because it has been proven that it has been reported incorrectly, which I did the first day. I said it's not accurate. How in the world can you have these numbers when you don't even have an accurate tracking system? But that didn't matter. It was all about the agenda, and the agenda was to create panic and hysteria to get the result that I can't say the word, the DS wanted. And what I mean, that they have an agenda, and this was part of it.
Yeah.
So having the doctors that bring us real effective information that we could think and see and understand as what is real is very critical. And they're doing it. They're also calling out these the CDC and the WHO on their falsification of documentation. That they were given in directives to do certain things with these numbers. Let me tell you something. The virus is not the problem. This is not what this is about. And I'm not saying that people did not die and get sick, and I'm very, very sorry about that. One person experiencing an illness or a death is not something that we all want to see. But here is the reality. And again, if it's not something that you agree with, that's great. That's fine. You will find your own truth. But for those that want help in trying to understand I will share with you. There are people in this world. How many people do we have living in the world?
There's like 7 billion, I think. Almost 8 billion.
7 billion. And 7 billion people are not all living at the same time. There's going to be a death. There's going to be multiple deaths. People die every single day, but we don't have it on the television or radio or other means of communication showing you a calculator counting the deaths and births that occur by the second. You see?
Yeah.
So if you can think about it in this regard and understand people die every single day, you're just not focusing on it. If it's not in your immediate circle, you don't need to know. And these numbers are being forced in front of you as like a calculator, a countdown to death, to control your emotions, to weaken your immune system. Let me tell you about these numbers. These numbers are people who die but not necessarily from a virus. Doctors are telling you that those numbers were altered because they were told all deaths should be recorded as this virus. There are many doctors that are showing you paper. They'll hold up a paper, I've seen it, that says we are instructed to do this, even though the underlying cause of death for that person may be heart disease, cancer, other respiratory problems. So the numbers that are being shown on the television, which I don't watch, I have alternative sources for my information, and I do my own research as well, were wrong from day one. So you're not aware of, do you know how many people die every single day? No, because they don't report it.
Yeah.
So when people are starting to now have fear of walking out of their house because they believe that they're going to die from a plague, which it's not, and it's not airborne, by the way. Anybody who understands the structure of a virus on a molecular level and the way it works and how it responds and how it is transmitted knows that a virus such as this is not airborne. Air. I'm not talking fluid, air. So people are afraid to even breathe or, go outside or touch or this or that or live.
Yeah.
So I think that now they're being told, well, the numbers aren't as bad as they thought or predicted or this or that. Now people are starting to oh, okay, I guess I don't need my mask anymore. But you didn't need them to tell you this. You could do your own research. You have the freedom to do that. And many people don't know this. But our president lifted the censorship on Google.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Some people I talked to do not know that. I said, well, this is the time for you to do your research.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be censored. YouTube is still censored, of course. But there are certain things that you would not have been able to look up otherwise that were controversial that you can now look up.
Yeah, I think they went up on YouTube a little bit.
So I just want people to understand that this is not the Black Plague. And this original war, because we're at war, and we'll get into that a little bit. This was never about a virus from day one. This is about an agenda. Okay. I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
At least one person.
Yeah. What agenda, or do you want to go into the agenda, or?
Well, there are several agendas. You and I both know.
What do you think the main one is? Big one is.
Well, pardon?
What do you think the big one is?
So, how ironic that within moments of being told there is this big C, little v going on, right? That we're being all threatened with our lives with, that all of a sudden the Bates Foundation has a vaccine. Okay, if anybody understands how vaccines work, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not involved in that field, but we all know that it takes months and sometimes years to develop a vaccine. I mean, historically. How come there was one waiting? Well, there's an answer for that. And the answer is Agenda 21, the depopulation plan. The person that created the vaccine already told you in their own words that's part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so how better to force vaccines than to create a pandemic
Mm-hmm.
and fear? When doctors, credible doctors, are telling you, no. First of all, there's no cure for a virus. There are cures for symptoms of a virus. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't, so a vaccine is not considered a cure, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to see that word being used with a vaccine. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against them, but I'm not pushing that concept right now, especially at these times. But doctors, incredible doctors, have been using specific drugs and drug combinations very successfully, having results of recovery of symptoms within 8 to 12 hours. So if we have these doctors that are talking to us about these solutions that they have and they are actually using and have positive results, as Prime Minister of England, how do you think he came out of ICU so fast? It was not a vaccine. So
Mm-hmm.
the vaccine is not to benefit you.
No. Mm-hmm.
So don't think that that's what you and listen, I shouldn't tell you that. If that's what you want to believe, then you believe that. That's your right. But do your research and understand. Research Agenda 21. Research the Bates Foundation. What are they doing? Depopulation. Well, the cure for to control the population, the cure for population is his vaccine. He will tell you this.
What about, I mean, don't you think that a lot of this is also for the breakdown of the old systems? For more positive systems to come in for us to live? I mean, do you see that?
Say that again.
Like all the old systems, the way of our life,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're just making a better life, basically.
Well, thank
That's
God we have protection. I'm going to tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that whether you want to believe it or not, or agree or not, you are being protected. People are fighting for your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And this is a war.
Yeah.
And it's been going on. But I don't want to get into that too much right now today. That's not the purpose of this. Yes, it is to break down the old system. We are moving into another level of consciousness as we are awakening together by the masses, okay? This is another wave of awakening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people that are already awake are even awakening into a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
A whole nother level. So, yes, breaking old systems. And they are literally and figuratively being broken as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And be very grateful for that.
I mean, it's yeah, I mean, like a lot of retailers. I mean, what about the economy? I think that's gonna. What do you think is gonna happen with the economy?
The way that things are moving right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be better than you could imagine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
This fear of money will be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to be with things and abundance that we will not have to fight for anymore. The old system, the corruption, is being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that we are going to see this continue. We are not in a recession. We never were in a recession. The fear mongering is over. And as long as people continue to turn it on and watch it, they're contributing to keeping us in this old system.
Mm-hmm.
We want to escape. We need to escape, to evolve. So we are going in a very healthy financial way as long as this path that we're on right now continues.
Mm-hmm.
You may not feel it. You may not feel that way right this moment. You may be suffering like, how am I going to pay my bills? If you're having to stay in your house any longer, you will be taken care of. There will be another stimulus. There will be another solution. There will be resources. You're not being punished. You're being taken out of the way, out of the line of fire right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was the question? Question just left me. What is what do you feel that's next thing that's going to occur? Like, you think the lockdowns, a lot of them are going to break, unlock in June, or
Yes.
what do you feel?
Well, I still believe that is going to happen at the end of this month. Slow, it's a soft opening. So think of our country as a business, because it actually is a business.
Yeah.
So you have a soft opening and a hard opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a soft launch, you have a hard, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be disappointed if your favorite ice cream shop isn't open yet. It will be soon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there'll be 2 or 3 more of them, because that's how much growth we're going to have from this.
Mm-hmm.
Abundance for everyone. And but I believe the way that I'm being shown is the service industry is going to get started.
Okay.
Because I said it before and I'm going to say it again. The message is the first to leave is the first to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And unfolding. Yes. And we will treat them very well. We will seek their services. Because we're going to be able to afford to. And we're all going to be so the whole thing that's happening right now, if as long as I don't get blasted for this, I just feel like they want me to say this.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no more divide. There will be no divide in religion, race, political stance. We are all one. We've always been one. The DS, if you will, if hopefully people know what that means. I don't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Requires us. In order for the DS to function, it is required that we are divided. You see.
Mm-hmm.
But the way things are coming together and the fight that is being fought right now, we will win. And we're going to not be divided any longer.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no need for division, because we all come together as one with a greater enlightened experience and a greater understanding.
About
I know that's hard to believe, but it's true.
What about your the alien connections? What do you see with that?
Well, first, I want to make sure that everyone is understanding that they are actually our interstellar families, if you will, have been here this whole time, but they're actually are closer than you think. Because if you remember the story about the atomic bomb back when it went off, and that is when the crash, Roswell crash. Okay, so they were trying to stop us from killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're trying. They've been here helping to prevent us from killing ourselves.
Yeah.
Again, so there are people that are having more of their having experiences, whether they see ships or they're experiencing something different than ships. Okay, so what is happening is more of a presence of a light presence. More and more people are experiencing this in a blue light or a white flash. These are energies coming through portals, being present. You can ask them to come. They come, but they don't come without permission. There are certain protocols. I'm sure we all heard of Dr. Stephen Greer. He does a CSETI protocol, but there's many others as well. Meditation brings your spirit guides in, your alien family, your star family. They're here. They're actually working with the good guys right now. They are. They're literally doing that. That's the only way this can happen. That's the only way that they can help us move into the next dimension. Because that's what's happening. It doesn't happen as like a turning on a light switch, but that's what's happening. And if you just ask, they will come. You have to give permission, which I did. I did that last week because I knew they were. I saw my blue lights as I usually do, especially in my meditation when I come out of meditation, or even just when I'm doing my work. But this time was very different. I was outside, and I was walking my dog, and I just stood there and I said, please, I just really know, I know that you're here helping, but I give you permission, please. I really want to feel your presence. And there was a white light swooping over in front of my eyes, like a big swoosh mark. Is that your phone doing something weird, or is that mine?
No. Nothing.
What's that?
Nothing. I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, well, I did. That's what happened to me with that light. And I think that we can all start going ahead and asking for them to come, giving them permission to come so that you can find peace in knowing that they're here to help. And they're removing the draconian energy. That is what needs to happen right now. And it's happening. That's something that I can't really get into right now too deep, but the humans couldn't do it alone.
No. What about, think about our government? I think it's more alien than it has been in the past.
So it depends on which government you are talking about.
The U.S. government.
So are you talking about the DS, or are you talking about the ones that are the Patriots?
The Trump, the public version.
So there's many stories happening at the same time. So yes to both. There are energy forces and alien forces working with our government and military to ensure our safety, as they did with the atomic bomb at the time of the atomic bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the corruption, no, they are being defeated.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they are being defeated. I mean, there is no question about it. I feel that a looking glass is a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to say that. There's a looking glass event this is a part of.
Oh, Project Looking Glass, when you see a
Yes.
hologram in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. It feels like whatever is coming is very close. Closer than we
Everything
think.
that is happening, has been planned out for 20 years.
Yeah.
The past 20 years has been planned. This is not what you're witnessing from the real journalists that are not on television, the real journalists that are reporting, and they're giving you updates and reports as to what is going on. It's part of a big plan that has been already strategically set 20 years ago. The wheels that were in motion. So think of a chess player. They don't just think about that move, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
I don't play chess. But this is my download. They're showing me a chess game, and your thought is not at just that one move. Okay? The plan was thought out, every angle, every option, every good, bad, or good possibility or bad possibility. Okay? There is a contingent plan for every plan.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's why we're winning. The good versus the evil. The good versus bad. Light versus dark.
I mean, do you think that China is the one to blame for all this, or that's just you know?
I mean, of course, they had a role.
They had a role, but I don't think they're the villain in all this, or if there is a villain at all,
Yeah, there are definitely players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into that part right now because I don't want to mention. I think I don't want to just talk about who. Mm-hmm. Who? The who.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. The way this thing has spread is a little bit fast.
Some people believe a certain story, but I want to kind of pass over that right now.
Yeah, that's
maybe later. But yeah, of course, they had a role in it, but there were so many others that did too for a long time.
What about I don't know if you want to talk about. What about the underground bases? You're aware of that? Do you think some of that's going to start coming into
Okay,
light?
now which bases are we talking about? Because are you talking about the underground
around the world?
Yeah, well, alien bases or the other bases?
The other bases.
I don't know what your audience is following or believing, or maybe they do understand what I'm about to say. Maybe they've never heard of it before. But the human trafficking ring is being demolished.
Yeah. True.
Like it's completely ending human trafficking. There have been rescues. They have happened already. And also those tunnels have been imploded, destroyed, not without taking very important information, of course, but not to be used again for those purposes. So that is what I believe with the tunnels. And so at the time of this takeover by our military, it is my belief, and only my belief, because I do not have proof, because I'm not there doing it. But it is what I am understanding through my messages that I receive as validation. And then, of course, my research to cross-check. Many things lead to that being a truth. That these children, that there were children that have been rescued. The underground tunnels in which they were moving them have been destroyed. There had been reports of earthquakes, unusual, numerous earthquakes in certain areas of our country, mostly on the West Coast, near there. That was not an earthquake. The other bases are untouchable.
Yeah, because Hollywood is pretty much
done.
Shut
They're
down.
done. They're done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. So just
you can't go back.
Yeah. So something like this, like Hollywood, I think there's retail is gonna get hit too. Like with Hollywood, do you think when like it'll be a couple months for us to know that it's gone forever, or what do you feel like? Or
restructured. It's not going to be. We're not going to feed the energy and fame and brainwashing that has been going on. It's not. We don't need to do that. Entertainment. We'll always have entertainment.
Yeah, of course. It's not.
But the worshiping.
Yeah.
Is over.
Easy. So this year we will see some of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those that are looking already see it. If you look, you will see it.
Well,
don't wait to be told. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, there was something about like the mortgages might. I mean, what do you think of the economy? I think the economy is gonna. I mean, I think it's gonna crash in some way, but we'll be fine. We'll survive it. But something will.
No, there's not a crash. So I'm being told forgiveness. Many forgiveness solutions. Easy qualifying forgiveness solutions.
But what about some of these companies that we don't need anymore, like Hollywood and even some of the retail stuff we probably don't need? You think some of that's gonna, like the major companies?
It's gonna just change.
Yeah.
To serve the people, not take from the people.
Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah. Yeah. What about mass? People have been talking about mass arrests.
It's already done. It's going to continue. It's already happened. It's happened, happening, will continue to happen.
Yeah, because there's a story, I don't know, but that the federal government took over the Federal Reserve. I don't know if you are aware of that.
The government, the president did.
Yeah.
That was a very key component to the control that he's needing to do, move the next chess piece.
Yeah, that's it was out there, but I don't think it got much press. Of course not.
They're not. Why would they tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
You can find it. You can find it if you follow real journalism.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a new word this week, and it's called a digital soldier. And those are where you're going to find your real journalists doing research. And they have a lot to share. A lot. You could find it. Please don't have an argument with somebody over these things until you do your homework. The information is there. And you need to see it for yourself. That's how you awaken.
What about the mainstream media?
So, what I understand through what I'm being shown is a flip, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so the news that's going to be, because we have freedom of speech, and that is being violated by YouTube. We all know that.
Yeah.
And it gets ignored because it's not enforced, but it will be enforced because we're going to have freedom of speech because that's our right.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to see those that are in the underground news sources that are reporting and doing research and are being censored coming to replace the fake institutions that exist temporarily right now.
Mm-hmm. When do you think that's going to happen?
Before the end of this year.
Awesome. Yeah.
So another thing comes to mind. I don't know if you're aware of this. I had read some documentation and did some research, and I also listened to another person who also did some digging on this topic. And the topic is regarding impeachment laws.
Mm-hmm.
When President Nixon was on trial for impeachment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Supreme Court, and don't quote me on which court, I don't know. There was a law passed that states, because this was happening to Nixon at the time, the law was passed. If the president or a president was found innocent after being charged with the impeachment or, being prosecuted for impeachment, and then later found innocent, there was a law in place that states that they can approve, I want to say Supreme Court, judicial system, can approve a president to be in office an additional 3 years.
Interesting. Oh.
But you can look that law there was, that law exists. I looked at it. I read it. So help yourself. See if you find something out about that. But it has never, that law still exists. I'm just saying.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, our political system is kind of beat up right now.
There is a law.
Mm-hmm.
Think what you will.
Yeah.
But 3 years, three more years will clean everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Could be another pawn in the chess game. Nobody knows.
So with the future, just kind of roll with it, right? Obviously, you have no choice, but just...
How about this? How about look at where you are today, and that do you have everything that you need right in this moment? Right in this moment. And if the answer is yes, I have everything I need in this moment, then why are you worried about next week? It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Trust that you will have all that you need. Trust that you will have all that you need. And if you feel that you don't, reevaluate what you really need. Do I really need it? Is it a necessity? Okay, well then I will attain it. So we are going in the right direction as long as everything stays the way it is right now on this path.
Yeah.
This path, this path that we're on, this trajectory. I can't say it correctly. Trajectory?
So, yeah, close enough. I can't pronounce it either.
We have been put on a different path.
So it's like, yeah, expect massive change. Like the work schedules, I feel like that's going to change.
Well, if there's going to be a lot of flexibility and freedom, the healthcare system needs to be addressed. It will be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Holistic health is going to be coming more to the surface, where it's not going to be suppressed and it's going to be accepted because it is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance should be paying for holistic health because it is actually about maintaining a healthy life, not causing illness. Mm-hmm. So those things are going to be addressed. A whole new 3 more years will get it all lined up.
So it's like we're going through a change to get rid of what we don't need, basically.
Yes, purge, the big purge.
Yeah, we're not going to lose some things are going to go away, but we just have to adjust. That's you're
going to you're not going to lose anything because this is not about a loss.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to eliminate those things and people. I don't like the word eliminate.
Oh yeah, no, but
move away from those people and things that no longer serve you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a shift.
Yeah.
And it's so organic that it's not going to you're not even going to realize till after.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Remember when I needed 1,000 CDs?
Yeah, I think you said something like that. Yeah.
Remember I had to have 50 pair of high heel shoes in my closet?
Yeah.
These are things, I'm just using this as
I got you.
example, but people are going to look at their life and go, what the hell was I doing that for? I weighed myself down, and it was just so hard to move forward. I can move forward freely now that I don't have all this weight.
Yeah, yeah.
But the most important part of this is that we are not going to be divided. I think that's huge. I think that we're coming together as people, as humans, and lifting each other up, guiding each other, teaching each other, supporting each other. That is what needs to happen, and we are on that path. I think it goes without saying. I think people are feeling it. I think they feel it in their heart, but they don't understand why, because we're in the middle of a crisis, and I'm supposed to be sad and scared about this crisis, but why am I conflicted with my emotions right now? Because I kind of know it's going to be okay.
Well, yeah, it's a fear of change.
Yes.
It's just fear of the unknown. It's never happened before, so...
That's right.
Adjustment isn't as easy as it sounds.
It is scary.
It never is. It's never easy for anybody. Even those that are open up to all this, it's still not easy for us to, adjust.
No.
Not really. You feel energies of other people, and other people do it too, but they don't always realize, they're feeling other people's panic. So they panic, and we're all panicking.
That's right. And the people that I am surrounded by, because I know I'm in quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
but I still talk to my people and my family and my clients. And that is exactly correct, exactly what you just said. Mm-hmm. During the awakening is all, it is an amazing, scary, frustrating. You'll feel every emotion.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy, sad, scared, frightened, angry, rebellion. But at the same time, your body is having a physical reaction, okay? And your physical reaction is that you're taking on the energy and the sorrow and emotions of others. And this is why the work that we do and have been doing for so long is to remind people that that's not yours to handle. No. That's not for you to keep. And how do we rid ourselves of this? And we've given many examples of how we can deal with that. So if you hadn't understood it before, you may be understanding it now. Your heart heavy. I cried for days when I realized that there were children being rescued. Mm-hmm. I literally sobbed for days.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we're all feeling the energies of other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we wrap up?
That was a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was a lot. Yeah. Well, what I want to say is that I would like everybody to understand that you are loved, and people do care for each other in this world. It's not all negative. Mm-hmm. There is always going to be darkness, but light will always conquer. Mm-hmm. And we are coming out of the darkness right now. And this is a blessing. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share with you any information that I can that can hopefully help you on this journey as you awaken. So thank you very much, and namaste.
All right. Thank you for being here. All right. Blessings, everyone. All right. Have a great night.